How's it going, peeps? It's your friendly neighborhood innkeeper here. Why do I even try? I don't know if you guys are gonna be with me on this one, but I gotta give it a shot anyway. Recently, I've been seeing a trend that I'm not gonna say it's bad, at least not yet, but it is quite alarming. So, what's up with all these Hearthstone clones popping up, you know? If you're completely oblivious to this trend, allow me to fill you in. So everyone knows that Hearthstone is this hot thing that people love to play and watch, right? And it's definitely been making Blizzard quite a bit of money. From what I've seen, game developers want to heavily capitalize on the success of Hearthstone, specifically in the sense that they're taking already established franchises and turning them into card games. It all started out when Elder Scrolls Legends was unveiled back in 2015. Although Hearthstone and Legends have slight card play differences, they pretty much have the exact same business model and premise. Like seriously, if you're to find someone that's unfamiliar with both the Warcraft and Elder Scrolls games, and you got them to sit down and play Hearthstone and Legends back to back, you honestly might be able to convince them that they're playing the exact same game both times. Speaking from my experience so far, Legends is a solid card game. In my own opinion, it improves on Hearthstone's formula significantly. The inclusion of 2 battle lanes and the ability to build decks in a completely different way distinguishes Legends in a good sense. The game's first expansion, Heroes of Skyrim, also offered a decent amount of content for what it was. Even with that said, I still feel like I'm playing Hearthstone with characters from Skyrim in it. Is Elder Scrolls Legends a cash grab? Absolutely. Is it still a good game worth checking out if you're into that sort of thing? Probably. The big thing between both Hearthstone and Legends is that the 2 games are cementing a precedence. Later on, Gwent was announced for a standalone release. The game is currently still in beta. I think it's fair to sort of give Gwent a pass because it existed within The Witcher 3 as a single player experience. I played Gwent pretty extensively in The Witcher 3, and it's not very similar to Hearthstone mechanically. The board is divided up into like infantry, ranged, and siege lanes. It's really its own kind of animal, which again kind of gives it another pass. I haven't played the standalone version of Gwent yet, but I bet it's safe to say that it's a pretty faithful multiplayer port. Even though Hearthstone and Gwent aren't heavily similar, the DNA they do share is pretty obvious. Jumping into present day, Valve's Artifact game is announced. Oh my god. You know something's going down when Valve gets on it. And this is coming from the guys that can't seem to properly complete a series. Valve hasn't dropped a big title since CSGO and Dota 2. Dota 2 came out over 4 years ago. Feel old yet? Funny enough, Artifact is in fact based on Dota, a digital card game based on a MOBA. That's sort of smexy, isn't it? As of now, we don't know much, but the release date is set sometime in 2018. So what does this all mean? Like I said before, a precedence has officially been set. If it wasn't already, it definitely is now. This all has me asking one question. What franchise is next? No, but really, GTA 6 is actually a card game. You heard it here first. Anyway, like I was saying, at this point, only more companies will follow in attempts to attain those easy moonies. If you thought the digital card market was oversaturated, ooh, just you wait. The floodgates have been unleashed. And it's very possible in the future that Hearthstone's hold on this market will wane, and all these other companies will have a chance to get a bigger share. Competition is good and everything, but if all these games are just clones of one another, we're gonna run into some problems here. All we can hope for is that the new Hearthstone-esque games that are good form a strong presence, and the ones that aren't fade into obscurity. Well, that's it for me, but what do you guys think? Do you think the rising trend of Hearthstone clones is alarming, or do you see it as a good omen? Make sure you leave a like if you liked the video, and make sure to share it with all your nerd boys. I'm out of here. I'ma go play Gwent. Moist crevasse.